You're listening to Hooked on Stories. My best friend betrayed me in the one way I never thought possible, by stealing the life I had built for myself. And when karma caught up to him, he tried to drag me down with him. I'm Daniel, and this is my story. I never thought I'd be the kind of man telling this story, but here I am, because silence weighs heavier than words. Liam and I met when we were 11. He was louder, bolder, the kind of boy who could talk his way out of detention with a grin. I was quieter, steadier, the one who made sure we caught the right bus home. People used to joke we were brothers who'd just ended up in different families. We carried that brotherhood into adulthood. By 28, I had built a modest but decent life. A steady job in property development. A small flat of my own. And Emily. She was the woman I wanted to spend forever with. We were planning our wedding. The date was set, the invitations ready. Of course, Liam would be my best man. There was no other option. That's how close we were. But betrayal doesn't announce itself with fanfare. It slips in quietly, through cracks you don't think to seal. It began with Liam messaging Emily often. Too often, if I'm honest. Emily told me about it one evening while she scrolled her phone at the kitchen table. He just wanted my opinion on a shirt. You know Liam, he asks everyone, Emily said it with a laugh, brushing it off like it was nothing. And I laughed with her, because what else could I do? I told myself it was harmless, but then I'd come home late from work and find Liam already at my flat, beer in hand, sitting with Emily as if he lived there too. One night I came in to see them cooking dinner together. The smell of onions frying, the sound of two people laughing, the picture of a couple sharing a domestic moment. Except one of them was my fiancé. And the other was the man who was supposed to stand by my side at the altar. I swallowed my unease. Told myself jealousy makes fools of men. I wanted to believe the bond between us was stronger than doubt. The Friday I got my promotion, I decided we should celebrate. I texted Emily and Liam to meet me at the bar near our place. Emily said she wasn't feeling well. Liam came alone, grinning wide. We drank, we laughed, and then, out of nowhere, he leaned across the table. Mate, you sure Emily's the one? She doesn't seem happy. Maybe she needs someone different. He said it with a smirk, as if it were harmless banter, but the words dug sharp. I forced a laugh, but my chest tightened. It was a strange thing for a best man to say. I pushed it aside. Told myself I was overthinking. But deep down, something shifted. A week later, I came home early. The flat was quiet. Too quiet. I walked into the living room, keys still in my hand, and saw them. Emily and Liam, not sitting close, not whispering, kissing. Oh my God, please, it's not what it looks like. Her voice cracked, she stood too quickly, panic written all over her. No point hiding it now, is there? That was all he said. No apology. No regret. Just a cold admission, as if daring me to react, but I didn't. I didn't scream. I didn't break anything. I just turned and walked out. Out in the stairwell, I stood for a long moment, trying to catch my breath, before I kept walking into the night, away from the wreckage of my life. My phone became a machine for apologies and excuses. It was a mistake, it just happened, it meant nothing, I didn't mean to hurt you. I fell for her. Their excuses meant nothing, the betrayal hadn't appeared overnight, it had been built piece by piece while I wasn't looking. The wedding was cancelled, invitations shredded, friends and family whispered their theories, some trying to comfort me, others daring to defend Emily. I didn't care. I felt hollow. 2 months later, they moved in together, the knife twisted deeper, but I said nothing. I shut them both out and tried to piece myself back together. I thought that would be the end, but karma has a way of finding its mark. 6 months later, I bumped into an old mate from school. We grabbed a coffee, and halfway through catching up, he lowered his voice. He told me Emily had left Liam. Apparently, she'd been seeing a colleague for months, and Liam had only just found out. Word was, he'd begged, then shouted, then begged again, until she walked out for good. I wasn't there to see it, but the picture painted itself clearly enough. I didn't feel triumph. Just a tired sort of emptiness. I'll never forget the message he sent me. Mate, I messed up, you were always my brother. Can we talk? The audacity almost made me laugh. A week later, he turned up at my building, drunk. Emily used me, mate, she used me. I should have never betrayed you. Please, he slurred and wept until my neighbors helped drag him away. By then, I had already started something new. Her name was Sophie. Sophie was everything Emily wasn't. Genuine. Steady. She didn't need attention from everyone in the room, she just cared, and she cared in ways that felt safe. The first time she came to my flat, she noticed the sad little plant in the corner and asked its name. I admitted I'd never named it. She smiled and said we'd fix that later. That's who she was, someone who fixed small things that mattered. Being with her felt like standing on solid ground. I wasn't hiding her, but I wasn't showing her off either. Still, one photo of us at a friend's birthday made its way onto social media. That was enough. That was how Liam found out. It started with Sophie showing me her phone one evening. Someone added me on Instagram, said they were an old school friend, but the message feels off. The account had no photo. Barely any followers. The word circled me without naming me, but I recognized the pattern. It was Liam. Soon after, more came, screenshots of old conversations between Emily and me, cropped and captioned with lies. Then the attack shifted. One Monday morning, my manager called me into her office. On the desk sat a printed email accusing me of inflating mileage claims and slipping in fake taxi receipts. We went through the accounts line by line, my heart hammering. Every number checked out. But the humiliation of sitting under suspicion lingered even after the lie crumbled. And then, late one night, Sophie showed me another message, this time, no disguise. A new, empty profile had messaged her directly. They said you'll cheat on me, the way you cheated before. They said I'm just a rebound. Her eyes carried doubt she didn't want to admit. That was the moment I knew I had to put an end to it. I went to Liam's flat. When he opened the door, the smell hit me first. Stale smoke and spilled beer. Behind him, the place was a wreck, bottles and clothes scattered across the floor. It looked less like a home and more like a warning. He leaned against the frame, smirking. Well, look who it is. Come to beg me to stop, or are you here to admit she deserves better than you? I kept my voice steady. I told him to leave us alone, to stop. Or what he said? Before I could answer, he swung. It was a sloppy, drunken punch. I blocked it, shoved him back. He stumbled, tripped on a chair, and crashed to the floor. Pathetic, I looked at him, broken and furious, and finally said what had been burning inside me for months. You think you're the victim, Liam. But you're not. You're selfish. You betray people, and when it all falls apart, you blame everyone but yourself. You destroyed what we had, and then you tried to poison what I was building, because you couldn't stand to see me stand again. I'm done. I'm moving forward, without you. He sat there, head in his hands, muttering words I couldn't hear. I walked out. That was the last time I saw him. I told Sophie everything, not the short version, the full truth. She listened, asked only a few questions, and then simply said, "Thank you for telling me, I believe you, let's block him everywhere and move on," and we did. The noise stopped, my life steadied, Sophie stayed. So, what would you do if your best friend not only stole your fiancé but later tried to ruin your new relationship and even swung at you in a drunken rage? As for me, I learned this. Sometimes the people who envy you most are the ones standing closest, and cutting them out no matter how much history you share is the only way to truly move forward. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to Hooked on Stories for more tales just like this.